run with it, and we've been running with the idea of not having the guys because you prepare for the worst, and then you get the best, you get the best. And we prepare for those situations, and I think we had a great game plan last week. It just came down on us not executing well enough, and we took a loss.
Drew, over here. You said after the Alabama game that last year a check down was just throw it as far as you can. I'm just kind of curious, like, what is different about kind of the process this year? Is that you're asked to kind of stand in the pocket longer and go through more reads, or the deep routes not like part of the play, or what's kind of the biggest difference?
I think it's more of a it's kind of like having answers around the field instead of kind of hoping someone beats them in a deep route. Or the plan was that this guy beats him on a decision, whether he goes deep or sits it down or wraps it on a post. We have like for sure things that are happening. Like the back for sure has a sit, he for sure has a burst, he for sure has a through and a mid. We know where our checkdowns are, where our easy answers are, if all you know what breaks loose on a play. Instead of everything breaks down on a play, all right, let's hope that this happens and he runs this route because he's not feeling what's going on around me. He's just winning a one-on-one battle in the corner, which makes my life easier now because there's just the simple things that I can get to if everything breaks down.
Drew, watching the film of Bama, what was your biggest takeaway? What was Coach Dooley's biggest takeaway?
I think our biggest takeaway was, yes, they were big up front, but we played a good first quarter, 10-13. Wish we would have done a little different, or could have played a little better in the first quarter, but still 10-13. And we talked about it. If we did what we did in the first quarter, 4 quarters, we score 40 points and almost have 500 yards of offense. We just needed to keep battling, keep playing, withstand the punches. I think it just comes with us growing as an offense. With what we're running now and just developing as a full unit rather than just developing as individuals.
Drew, Cam Scott had that 70-yard touchdown week 1 for his first catch and has sort of gone under the radar since then. Now that probably a lot more action from him, what have you seen from him? What stands out about him?
Yeah, Cam was as a young Emmanuel at the time, so I think him and Emmanuel seemed a lot alike when Emmanuel first got here. Both can run by a lot of people. I think Cam's biggest development is his work in getting off the ball. When he first got here, it was tough for him to kind of get off press. It's just a transition to wide receiver from high school ball to college football. Guys are going to come up, they're going to be big, they're going to be strong, they're going to be physical, and I think his devotion to working to getting off the ball helps my confidence in him as a receiver. Because like I said, right as he got here, he was just still the young guy, still learning how to work off press, but now he's gotten a lot better at that. When I feel confident in him, he's for sure confident.
Drew, is Emmanuel back with the team?
He's actually at home right now.
Okay. What have it like for you guys in the offense, kind of trying to support him, I guess from afar? He's not here in the building with you guys.
Yeah, I actually live close to where Emmanuel lives, and I know he lives with Nate Brown. And me and Nate are really close because me and Nate lived with each other for a while. So I called Nate and asked him what he thought we should do, just being around Emmanuel when it happened, and just how Emmanuel was reacting. And for the time being, Nate said we should probably just let him deal with it himself right now, let him go home, and I'll probably end up going over there when he comes back. But it was just really fresh, and didn't want to kind of overstep boundaries at the time, and because of course we would have all been there. It's an easy 30-second walk over to his house, but that's why I called Nate, just to make sure, like, hey, should we come over or should we let it sit for right now? I said let it sit first.
Drew, how do you guys go about kind of putting the pieces back together after a rough stretch like this one? And then can you draw a little bit on maybe what you guys faced last year at a similar point in the season as well?
Yeah, I'd rather be 3-3 than 1-5 at this point in time, like we were last year. It just comes down to us going out and practice, us practicing like there's no tomorrow. Taking it one step at a time, one play at a time. Not getting caught up in the whole, we want to be 9-3, want to end the season 10-3. It's, we want to be 1-0 this week. We want to have a great play right now, which a consistent, string of great plays turns into a great practice. And when you put 3 great practices together in a week, that gives you the best chance to win a game on Saturday. And that's really been our focus right now. That's how we're breaking it down. Once you start focusing on the whole big picture, it kind of can get sometimes overwhelming, especially to some younger guys, some guys that are used to winning, and haven't necessarily been through some of the stuff that like a 4th-year guy here or a 3rd-year guy here has been through.
Drew, I spoke to Kale, and he said homecoming's more than just about you guys. It's about representing your state well. Obviously, you're a Missouri guy, and also an opportunity. I imagine some players are coming back. I know you want to play at the next level. Maybe some guys that have will be back. I mean, just this homecoming weekend, a chance to see former Tigers and a chance to represent the state of Missouri. What does homecoming week mean to you?
Yeah, homecoming means a lot to me, and I know it means a lot to this town. It's a big weekend. You like playing well and performing well on homecoming. A lot of people are back. A lot of people come to support. So it does carry some weight around this town. You don't want to look at it as a player as something out of the ordinary because you don't play like yourself. But in the end, when the clock hits 0, you'll feel the homecoming when we get a win.
Drew, on Saturday, you said this was maybe a little tougher stretch because of, and you said you didn't want to call it expectations, but what do you mean, just the team's expectations, external stuff, personal? What do you mean by that?
Yeah, I think just us knowing what kind of team we are. So there's always positives, self-doubt, doubts and other things, and there's absolutely 0 doubt in any of our minds that we're an extremely good football team right now.
True.
We ran into 2 really good teams, played in a crazy game in South Carolina. It's just tough, when you look at it like that. And so we think we should be one of the best teams in the country. We know we're one of the best teams in the country. Our record doesn't depict that right now. But at the end of the season, if you go 10-3, it'll just prove to everyone and ourselves that we are the team that we thought we could be. And if we do end up doing that, I don't know, we'll kind of write off some of the things that have been said about us so far.
Drew, sorry about that. In the second quarter against Alabama and the third quarter against South Carolina, things seemed to spiral away from you guys a little bit in those quarters. Have you guys talked as a team about maybe limiting momentum, not letting one big play turn into a snowball effect and crash you guys, maybe being more resilient off of a big play?
Yeah, I think college football over, and maybe high school football, but college football is a big momentum game. When you get to the pros, there's not a lot of crazy things that happen. It's a 21-14 game or 13-10, and you're going in the 4th quarter to go win a game. If teams can catch momentum in college football, they can kind of start rolling and kind of separate themselves. It's not something you necessarily focus on. It's not something that we our guys, the momentum shift and we got to go get it back. It's more of a, hey, let's take this drive one play at a time. Let's go try to score. Let's keep a positive mindset regardless of what's going on. Coach Dooley's big thing to us was just to keep playing. It doesn't matter what's going on around you. There's a billion people there. They're the #1 team in the country. Everything can go against you that day. But if you go in thinking things are going to go against you, it's the second quarter. They're starting to pick up the crowd. They go up by however many they go up by, and you start you start giving into that. That's when the whole momentum thing really starts taking over.
Time for 2 more, Dave, and shift.
You talked Saturday about a challenge of holding on to the ball too long. Is that something that bothered you much in the past, or is it more maybe just a symptom of this offense because you have more progressions out there? You're you have more options.
Yeah, it's just been a little different. Last year it was more 7-man pro, so we were full slide and gap prone it to where you can squeeze it a little longer, especially when we were trying to attack deep all the time, to where my middle clock was a little bit longer, I guess, so to say, than what it probably should be, to where now we're doing a little different, 5-man, 6-man. Route concepts, 1, 2, 3 to back, 1 to 2 to back, 1 to back, just different stuff to where I'm always trying to make a play. To where sometimes, like I said, I got to realize that the defense got us, or there's a better play to make, and it's not the 15-yard shot down the field. It's the 3-yard check down that goes for 6 to get us in 2nd and 4 rather than 1st and 10 on a complete pass.
Last one, please.
Yeah, I got two. Since Emmanuel's been out, you guys have kind of struggled with the deep ball. Have you guys tried to get creative in trying to attack the field vertically?
Yeah, there's definitely different ways to attack the field like that. I think it goes into how you want to protect it. Different ways to protect that with, like I said, a 5, 6, or 7. I think we can definitely dial it up. Whether we do that this week will remain a mystery until Saturday. But no, I think we can definitely attack the field vertically. I think Jalen Knox brings a huge threat in that. Cam brings another huge threat. JJ down the middle, and even Albert if he can get matched up on someone that's not necessarily as fast as him. So that's probably 10 of the 11 guys on the field because they probably got a little speedster out there. They could probably run with them. But no, there's definitely ways we can attack the field vertically.
I'm just curious, you've played at LSU, Georgia, what do you think of the atmosphere at Alabama, and how did it compare to some of the other places you've been in your career?
Yeah, no, Alabama was awesome. It was a really, it's what everyone thinks college football is, and you go there. I didn't get wrapped up in it, but I think once I came off the field and I knew Taylor was going in, you kind of looked around. It's a cool place to play. As far as loudness goes, not sure how this was possible, but our South Carolina game was actually way louder than that game. They don't want to see what that's all about. It's kind of weird. But.
All right, thanks, Drew.